Now at 9, Ball State's Admitted Student Day is tomorrow. Find out more about the celebration.
And potential protests might occur during Admitted Student Day. We have the details.
Then, one historic Ball State building is expanding. Learn more about what is being added on.
Next, one local animal shelter is providing second chances. See how our furry friends are being saved from disaster.
After the severe weather we had last night, I'm tracking cooler conditions and rain in my forecasts.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Aiden Murray.
And I'm Gavin Smith. NewsLink Indiana weather was live last night, keeping you informed on the severe weather conditions. Tonight, we now have new details on what happened last night.
Possible tornadoes went through our viewing areas last night. Wind gusts got up to over 80 miles per hour with hail of around 3/4 of an inch. Heavy rain led to localized flooding. Yeah, in northwest Delaware County, there are downed and uprooted trees, several walls gone from houses, downed power lines, and roofs ripped off of buildings. In our viewing area, there were thousands of power outages, 10,000 in Madison County, 4,000 in Delaware County, and 1,000 in Randolph County. Yeah, there's no rating yet from the National Weather Service of Indianapolis. We are expecting one within the next 24 hours, which will tell us if a tornado was confirmed. We are now watching for flooding through the weekend. The National Weather Service issued a flood watch until 8 a.m. Sunday, with rain forecast until Monday. Our weather team urges that if you cannot tell water depth from in your vehicle, do not try to drive through it. In broader Indiana, there was a confirmed EF2 in Brownsburg, west of Indianapolis, and an EF1 in Carmel of Hamilton County. So obviously wishing recovery for those affected by the storm, and it was really nasty out there, I'm gonna say. I know me and a couple of people on our crew went out last night and were kind of surveying the damage, and it was really, really bad. So. Yeah, I was stuck in my dorm room last night, and alarms were going off, and we were evacuated to first floor, bathrooms, basements, and it was a tight fit. I can definitely say that a lot of students were really worried, and it was definitely a tense situation. Yeah, let's go ahead and have our first look at weather about the damage from that with Hunter.
Yeah, last night was not a night to joke around. We had some severe weather in our area, but right now we're looking pretty calm. We had temperatures nearly 20 degrees cooler than that time yesterday. Right now we're actually settling in the mid-50s, and that will actually continue throughout tonight. As also we have this flood watch in effect for our area. From now until 8 a.m. Sunday, we could have nearly 2 to 4 inches of rain in our viewing area. As well, these green boxes are indicating river flood warnings, especially for the White River. We'll probably reach that limit tomorrow. So again, if you don't know how deep that water is on that roadway, make sure to turn around. Turn around, don't drown is the saying. Especially within our Muncie community, we usually have some pretty good flooding within our roadways and system. As well, make sure to clear those drains that are on those streets, because that could build up, creating flooding in the streets. So I am currently tracking some cool weather conditions, some flash flooding, and more in my full forecast.
Thank you, Hunter. If campus seems busier tomorrow, that would be because there is expected to be 1,900 prospective students and their families taking over campus for Admitted Student Day. Admitted Student Day is an annual event that gives prospective students an opportunity to explore their academic area of interest, connect with faculty, interact with current students, and learn more about student life. Ball State sees the event as a way to celebrate admitted students.
Following that, event staff are preparing for potential protests that might disturb the event. Earlier today, the Student Center Organizational Office produced scripts for people working the events to use to respond to possible disruption from protests. Upon first disruption, a designated employee is supposed to tell the disruptor to please be quiet and that they are disrupting this university event. While there is currently no certainty that there will be any protest, coordinators of this event are making sure that they are prepared in case of any disturbances. At this time, we do not know what the alleged protest could entail.
Construction is spread out throughout campus, feeling almost everywhere you look. However, NewsLink Indiana's Peyton Mucker got up close to find the future of one special house at Ball State.
In the fall of 2024, the Edmund F. and Virginia B. Ball Honors House decided it was time for a bit of a makeover. Originally being built in the 1930s, then being renovated in 2009, the house is once again seeing some construction on site. With the last freshman class, the Honors College welcomed 600 students, giving the college nearly 1,400 students total. The space offered prior was quickly realized to not be enough. Last year, most events held in the house would need to be relocated due to the construction. However, the construction would not bring an annoyance. Instead, it would be embracing the community that is found within the program.
We have almost 1,400 total honor students on campus right now. And so with that growth and expansion of the need of students and the need for classes and faculty to host those courses, it really has sort of required us to think bigger, both in terms of the number of students and the size of the space.
With the expansion of the Honors House, they hope to add a brand new classroom, 3 new faculty offices, an additional space for students, an additional restroom, as well as an outdoor labyrinth and garden welcome for students to use. Despite the Honors House being a hub for honor students, the space will be accepting to any student of any department. The Honors College will be a spot for all students to get together, whether it be within the original interior or in the breathtaking outdoors.
Having this space in the classrooms, having our faculty all located here, our advisors located here, creates a sense of community. And of course, with Doherty Hall, our residence hall across the street, really grounds that sense of community in space.
The Honors College continues to bring community to all despite the construction. The future of the Honors College embraces students everywhere to come together for memories that will last a lifetime. The spaces provided will embark students to love the people and services of Ball State.
We each have our own departments and colleges, but here at the Honors College, we take in all disciplines and all majors, and it really builds a community because not all of us are in the same major. We want to definitely connect with our students, whether it's a student to student or professor to student, making sure we're building those connections that can last a lifetime.
The white exterior contrasting from the red bricks on campus strikes out to anyone. This calling people inside and out. In Muncie, Peyton Mucker, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Honors House plans to be actively open as soon as fall of 2025. Until then, the Honors House will continue to operate under business hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
An animal shelter in Muncie is where compassion meets action in giving strays and surrendered pets a second chance. NewsLink's Indiana Ava Lenz went to not only meet some pets, but those who find their forever homes.
Everybody deserves to have their forever home, especially our feline friends here at Mango's Miracles. After seeing how many strays are around in Muncie, one local decided to take matters into her own hands. For Lindsay Wright, this was more than just a job to her. This was a way for her to give back to her community. After working as a vet tech, she noticed there was a big disconnect for community assistance in shelters and fostering programs. So she decided to start her own shelter and to give the pets a second chance.
What we can help with, we can't do that all the time, but we try to do that as much as we can. So, I mean, we're helping, like I said, a minimum of 150 animals every year in the Indiana community. And we do our very best and are very diligent that we put them in the best homes as possible to set them and the adopters up for success.
Mango's Miracles open their doors up to strays and surrenders, giving them the love, medical care, and comfort they need until they find their forever home. And with the help of the fostering community and volunteers, they can help make miracles happen every day.
It's really hard to say no when you see these stories of these dogs and these cats and the environments that they're living in and the fact that people will dump them or just get rid of them. It's really hard to turn them away knowing I have the space in my house for them.
If you are looking to adopt a pet, Mango's Miracles is a great way to not only add a new member to your family, but to also help out the community. In Muncie, Ava Lenz, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information about how you can help Mango's Miracles, you can visit their Facebook page at Mango's Miracles. Coming up next, find out what chocolate company is recalling their products.
And learn what kitchen product is being pulled off the shelves. Stay with us.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. This is my time. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Find your place in space. This is my time. Space for All.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. Tony's Chocolonely Inc. is recalling some chocolate bars. Officials with the New York-based company say some consumers found small stones in the products. Among the items being recalled, Tony's Dark Almond Sea Salt Bar and Tony's Everything Bar. The bars were sold nationwide and online over the past 2 months. Customers are advised to return it for a full refund.
About 200,000 Vivitar blender bottles are being recalled due to a risk that users could get cut by the blades. The Consumer Protection Agency says the blender blades can keep spinning even after the bottle is detached. No injuries have been reported. The bottles made by Sakar were sold exclusively at Target from December 2024 through January. If you have a blender under the recall, stop using it and contact Sakar for a refund. The blender must be returned to Sakar, not to Target.
I am actually tracking a flood threat into this week, and I'll have more after the break.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. Now, I don't know about you guys, but last night was definitely a very tense night with those storms and those tornado sirens going off a lot of the night.
Yeah, a lot of nasty weather. I know it was pouring down rain, potential for tornadoes. There was a lot going on last night.
Yeah, a lot of us were in the studio last night, bring you live, up-to-date information on, all the system coming through, and it was really nice to, see the viewers today reach out about how thankful that we were here bringing them that coverage.
Yeah, that's really crucial information for Delaware County and all of our viewing areas, so we definitely appreciate you guys with
Absolutely,
that.
yeah.
And so now we're talking about these temperatures right here. Definitely cooler than it was yesterday. Yesterday we were in the upper 70s, but now we're dipping down 20 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. Right now we're sitting at 55 degrees in Portland and 54 degrees in Muncie. We'll start to slowly dip down, like I mentioned, all because we had that front push through last night, bringing that severe weather. But now our big picture is that flood threat for this weekend. Like I mentioned, again, 23 temperature change and 25 in Bloomington. Again, all because of that line of severe storms that brought through last night, bringing winds up to 80 miles per hour in our area, and a lot of rain that continued to run off the ground into our streets. That current regional radar here shows that line of pockets building up into southern Indiana, pushing north towards our direction, which will bring some heavy rain rates tonight, but will slowly start to dissipate. But those yellows and orange are indicating those heavier pockets that will continue to sweep north into our area. That's why tonight we'll have showers with a low of 46 degrees with winds northwest at 10 miles an hour. So if you are going out at all tonight, make sure to have a raincoat or an umbrella because, again, we could have some heavy rainfall coming into tonight. With that being said, we have that flood watch from now until Sunday at 8 a.m. in which look at how big this picture is for that flood watch. This is going to be a big flooding picture of daily rainfalls. We could have between 3 to 4 inches of rain in our area, and those green little lines there are indicating river flood warnings for those areas, especially along the Missinawall, the Wabash area up there, as well as the White River. Again, we've been checking on the flood stages of those, and it could reach the peak amount, so stay weather aware. If you again, live near the river, make sure to get those sandbags. I know Delaware County is also offering free sandbags as well, especially in those areas that could receive that extended flooding. With tomorrow, we'll slowly have some dry spots in our area, with reaching a high of 53 degrees, and winds will start to pick up slowly as rain will start to kick into our viewing area around 5 p.m. and will actually continue. Not only that, but those wind gusts east between 10 to 30 miles an hour, and starting to actually die off Saturday after a bigger rain system comes in, which we will talk about later. For the weekend ahead, we'll have a high of 64 degrees with showers and winds at 10 miles an hour. And Sunday will start to actually cool off again with those winds dissipating with a high of 45 degrees. But let's talk about the precision cast with this all-day rain event. Starting tonight, we'll see those pockets begin to increase in our area, but we'll slowly have a dry spot Friday as you are heading out the door for Admitted Students Day, as students are touring the campus that they are going to love and enjoy. But we'll have some rain swing back in Friday as they're heading out and as you're heading home from work or school. But again, we'll have another line where it starts to pick up again, in which we will have to be weather aware about. But we could have rain up to 3 to 4 inches of rain in our area, but will start to dissipate as we head into the next week ahead, with temperatures slowly being in the 50s.
Yeah, lots of rain, weird temperatures too going along with that. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Well, thank you so much, Hunter, for your guys' work with that weather team. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Max Robson has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Aiden and Gavin. One Cardinal flies to nationals, while another shines against the MAC. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures. Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Max Robson with sports. With the gymnastics seasons coming to a close, one Ball State Cardinal remains soaring above the rest. NewsLink Indiana's Jaden Collins caught up with Ashley Szymanski as she flies her way into postseason competition.
For the second straight season, Ashley Szymanski is an NCAA regional qualifier.
I think it just kind of speaks to the consistency of the program and just like the coaches and everybody else. So.
The two-time MAC conference champion will head to Tuscaloosa, Alabama to compete on the uneven bars, after qualifying with a score of 9.875 earlier this season.
Each routine is the same. It's not like I'm going and changing it. So just knowing like my training is there, my preparation is there, and honestly, I'm just gonna have fun with it and see what happens.
At last season's regional to end her freshman campaign, Szymanski earned a 9.9 on bars, tying for 7th overall in the event. She hopes that last year's performance can provide confidence for what's to come this weekend.
It's easy to kind of look back on and be like, okay, like in your first time that you did it, like this is what you did. And it's definitely like, I guess, inspiring to be like, okay, I did it once, like I can do it again.
Head coach Joanna Salim hopes that Szymanski's regional appearance helps inspire other gymnasts on the team.
I'm hoping that she's going to be able to bring that perspective back to help encourage everyone to say, hey, we really can be there as a team on the competition floor, and this is how you do it. You just stay consistent and focused on what we're trying to do.
Szymanski will begin competition in Tuscaloosa Friday afternoon. In Muncie, Jaden Collins, NewsLink Indiana.
To swing it over to the MLB, the Athletics' new baseball stadium on the Las Vegas Strip is one step closer to becoming reality. After their move from Oakland to Vegas looked to be in jeopardy, positive news came in from a vote. Clark County Commissioners voted unanimously to approve permits and other zoning changes for the stadium. It will be located around the site where the Tropicana Hotel and Casino once stood. Construction is expected to begin later this year and will be completed by 2028. Until then, the Athletics are playing the next 3 seasons in West Sacramento, California. Keeping it on the diamond, Ball State pitcher Ella Whitney on the softball team has been very consistent on the mound. NewsLink Indiana's Ethan Kelso has more on Whitney's standout season.
A couple days ago, Ball State took on Northern Illinois at Muncie, Indiana. And doing so, they did it with a doubleheader, losing both games for Ball State. But you know what's even better? It's appreciation for junior Ellie Whitney, pitcher. She told me more about her pitching skill throughout the first game, because she pitched almost the majority of the game. How she started hot, had a little cold feet, but came back.
Had a batters well, and I also think that I threw my pitches and made them chase my pitches, especially with my drop curve. They kind of expanded their zone and swung at stuff that weren't strikes and ultimately grounded out, popped up, struck out.
Despite these late hiccups in the doubleheader, Whitney was still a huge help for the team on the mound. She pitched all 7 innings for the first matchup, came up with more strikeouts than batters walked. She also knows she can learn from the struggles.
So I got deeper into the game. I think my legs got a little tired, so just kind of keeping that endurance and getting ahead of batters I could have done better at.
It's through this learning that she has become a leader on the pitching staff for the Cardinals softball team.
Be on this pitching staff and kind of lead us and just be a leader in that way and I mean, the success is fun.
Whitney continues to dominate on the mound with a 12-3 record and a 2.21 ERA. In Muncie, Ethan Kelso, NewsLink, Indiana.
You know, Aiden and Gavin, with the A's moving to Las Vegas here soon, I mean, it's not the first time one of those Oakland teams have moved. I mean, the Raiders did a little bit earlier, but with all the movement in sports, I mean, Vancouver Grizzlies moved to Memphis. It's kind of, as an A's fan, I don't like seeing them move, but, you know, you just got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a cool opportunity for them, though, to kind of venture off into, I don't know, a new chapter, I guess, for the team. You know?
Hopefully more revenue for them, too.
Yeah, and I think it's great to see so many women athletes really thriving here at Ball State. That's just a great thing to see, especially for gymnastics and softball.
Most definitely, especially women basketball just ending MAC Player of the Year, Allie Becky, as well as that whole NCAA tournament run. I mean, it was an amazing year just to be women in athletics at Ball State.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Max. Coming up after the break, we have a recap on one Ball State day.
And one final look at your local forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
Why?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Now, just touching back on that crazy weather again, what do we have coming up for us this coming week?
Yeah, so thankfully no severe weather in sight, but we got a lot of rain coming this weekend. That's why we're under a flood watch for our viewing area. We could have anywhere between 2 to 4 inches of rain, and could be higher amounts within certain pockets of rain, especially Saturday into Sunday, where temperatures will start to dip down into the 40s and then back up to the 50s. But look at those low temperatures, 26 to 27, back to that, more, late, early February type temperatures. So not really great with that, but we'll have some dry spots coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, some interesting temperature changes coming up, so we appreciate you keeping us in touch with all of those, Hunter. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yesterday, Ball State University hosted its 7th annual fundraising event, One Ball State Day. In total, the event raised a record-breaking $1.2 million from over 6,720 gifts. The donation aims to support students, programs, and initiatives for the university.
In honor of the event, we were at NewsLink, Indiana, did a special 4-hour show, and Ball State student media raised a total of $5,531. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.